I wanted to share some new information and unique information which I seem to have difficulty finding, on YouTube regarding pranayama or the breathwork exercises in yoga. So let's firstly identify the importance. In yoga you have pranayama, you have the actual physical postures, you have meditation, you also have different kriyas, you have mudras and bandhas and mantras as well, and there's so much, and tantra as well, and it's such a vast field, but the most important, in my opinion, and also from a logical opinion as well, and I'll share the logic also, is pranayama. Because let's look at, if I ask anyone, what is the most important thing to you? You're going to give a subjective answer, something that you feel is important to you. But we want to know factually what is important. So no, really, this is factually, this person is most important to me, or my work is more important to me, or, whatever the person says. But very few people will say oxygen. You can live without food, maybe 10 days, some people 2 weeks. Some people even, going to 45-minute hunger strike, right? You can live without water, maybe 3 days, maybe a little more, 2 or 3 days. Then all the other things you said, which is the most important in your life, is no longer important when you finish 2 days without water. Even food, you said food is so important. Food is the last thing in your mind when you are thirsty as hell, right? But try to stay 2 minutes without oxygen. Right? This is how important. Without oxygen, your body cannot function. Nothing. And from pranayama is working towards improving the oxygen supply in your blood and increasing the rate at which your body metabolizes, or improving the way in which the air flows throughout your body, and metabolism and energy is working. So it is the most important exercise, right? And very few people pay importance to it. And always I found, because I'm a practitioner of yoga for 45 years, and I always find that online, when people are teaching pranayama, there's so many kinds of breathing work, breath work, they'll say, practice, do this for 15 minutes, or do this 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Very few people are saying, do this for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, pranayama. Very few people are saying that. Actually, I found on the internet, and it's very hard to research that video, that recommended is actually 3 hours a day of pranayama, and that's the minimum that you should be spending on pranayama, and recommended is actually something more. So I thought about it, because I used to, of course, if you try to go and sit and do 3 hours of pranayama today, it's not going to be possible, because I'm practicing pranayama for a long time. It has to grow in step by step by step. It has to start with 5 minutes, right? So normally one would start 5 minutes a week, then the next week 10 minutes, and on a weekly basis you try to increase it, and then when you see you can't increase it anymore, you check every 2 weeks or a month later, or after 3 months, the progression and so forth, right? So I used to, according to the Vedic scriptures, the origin of where the description of pranayama comes from, their recommendation is 21 rounds, right? 21 rounds. If I do the alternative nostril breathing, 21 rounds with retention, on the recommended level, as it's described there, is going to take me around 20 to 30 minutes to practice. And then they say, then try to do it, 4 times, in a day. And these are just the recommendation. They're not going deep into it, because the scriptures are just given in verses, but they expect the practitioner to identify and go deeper into the subject. So I found 21 rounds was a bit too little, and one of my friends recommended that I should do 50 rounds minimum. The reason why people are not progressing in developing their kundalini, or developing their pace in progression of meditation, is because they're doing too little pranayama. So do at least minimum 50 rounds. So I started practicing minimum 50 rounds, which used to take me, I would say, take me about 90 minutes, right? About 90 minutes to do it. And it became a standard practice. And I said, 50 rounds is an odd number. I like to do a round number. Let me try to do 100. And I'll be honest, I could not go above 9. I was very tired. After the 90 minutes, I was tired. I could not go more. But it was always worrying me when I saw the documentary on, this was an old man, and he was a master of pranayama, and he was describing pranayama, and he was mentioning, the progression to 3 hours. And I said, because his English was not good, he didn't come across clearly, but I had to listen a few times, and from my practice I understood it better that actually we have to progress to at least 3 hours, right? When I put everything together, then it made sense then I tried 3 hours, and of course, because I was doing the 90 minutes for several years, that it was easier for me to progress. So what was the difference from doing from 1.5 hours to 3 hours? I was doing 90 minutes, as I was saying, for years, and I started the 3 hours just 6 days ago. Today is the 6th day that I'm doing 3 hours of the pranayama, as one go, one set, right? As a minimum standard set, right? So, of course, when I was doing 20, let me start from a meditation point of view. When I was doing 20 minutes of meditation, many of small ailments that I didn't even know I had, like a little rash along my nose that was there throughout my life. I thought it was a hereditary thing. My skin was always scaling under my feet, and that stopped and disappeared. Just 20 minutes of meditation. And when I started to do pranayama, I found that the healing result, got multiplied that much more. And when I went to 50, and was starting to heal patients and other people, I found they were getting better quicker, and those that were taking long to heal were getting healed, and those who were not healing at all were now starting to get healed. And then I found that some illnesses are very difficult to heal, especially genetic disorders and cellular disorders. So a cellular or metabolic disorder is diabetes, which is very difficult to heal using the normal healing energy, because it's down to your genetics or to the cellular level. It's not, the person not getting cured, with this energy that easily. However, we know that when you have the inner conjunction and the full force of the Kundalini comes into your body, it does temporarily heal it. And if you can hold the Kundalini long enough, it can completely heal, those type of illnesses. So I found that from 90 minutes to 3 hours, there was a very slight, because I hardly have any illnesses except from, diabetes related ones. So I had another minor pain in my knee, because I'm also regular with my prayer, and this is a common thing, among Muslims, is going down and kneeling. The knee gets worn out. So always my knee used to self-repair, but there was the damage was like so far in, so it was slightly sensitive, and that slight bit never got healed, despite me doing a few years of 90 minutes of pranayama. I changed to 3 hours. By my 3rd day, I noticed, but I think it was by 2 days. By the 3rd day, I noticed there is no pain there anymore. And I was absolutely amazed, which means the healing power improves. So what it actually means, this thing on the knee is the wear and tear on the body. Wear and tear means aging. Aging is wear and tear, right? So what is happening is, because yoga, you come to a certain level of meditation, to the breathless state, you can reverse age. You can reverse the damage or the damage caused by the aging process. So this problem in the knee that got reversed is actually a symptom of reverse aging. So it means the secret to reverse aging quicker way than going through a breathless state of meditation. In order to reverse aging, I can do it in pranayama, longer states of doing pranayama, and start causing the reversing without having to wait to reach the breathless state, which may never happen in our lifetime. Because the Buddhist monks are prepared to wait 3 lifetimes before they reach the final stage, right? So we don't know whether there is such a thing as another lifetime, and we don't have patience for even 1 week. Where we're going to have patience for 3 lifetimes? So I found that doing that 3 hours minimum is having a miraculous effect. Also, it started to have a miraculous effect in developing my kundalini and sustaining it, and sustaining the flow of my healing energy as well. So it caused massive improvements in many things. So then it works by logic, right? If the recommended, those who are meditating professionally will say, the typical example is the Buddhist monks. They are professionally meditating, right? Because it's the most studied meditation form on the planet today. This is mindfulness meditation. And those that brought mindfulness meditation to the world, themselves, their standard regime is to meditate 10 hours a day. Okay? So we'll say this is the standard 10-hour day. So if I increase the 3 hours to 10 hours a day, how much more? If from 90 minutes to 3 hours, just by doubling it, bringing it to 3 hours, brought such massive improvement. So much more. So it's going to improve your reversing of your aging process, or the damage to your body, or the oxidative damage. So of course, I will, I don't have time 10 hours a day, to sit and do pranayama. But I'm encouraged, by the reward and by the speed of the reward as well. I mean, people are meditating long hours for the long-term reward. So, I mean, for short-term, why not? If I get a weekend, I'm going to give it my 15, 16 hours, go. And of course, if it's difficult for me to do it, I'll build up to it. So even if you try to do pranayama, for 3 hours or something, but you'll build up to it, you'll gain strength. The one thing about pranayama is you can gain strength. So I wanted to share this video and share this, not wait for years before I discover this, and maybe I'm not going to be in the frame of mind to share this information. Maybe my mind is going to become like a saint, and I want to renounce the world and not worry about social media and so forth. So while it's still fresh in my mind, I said, let me share this information, because many people, especially who are suffering with ailments, serious ailments, when you are practicing pranayama, and you see it's not improving, and you're doing maybe 15, 20-minute practice, slowly increase it, brother. Increase it to at least, an hour slowly, and bring it to 90 minutes. And maybe you'll see a regression of it, and then increase it to 3 hours, and then see and it's an achievable amount, because you can get up early in the morning. A lot of people not getting up early because they're sleeping too late, right? And also, some people says, what am I going to do? I get up 3 a.m., I do my meditation, everything, and then I'm still left with so much of free time. Now you've got 3 hours to fill, right? I've given you some tasks. So you become quite busy, so your morning can get full. And of course, when you are doing pranayama, you will not need so much of sleep, because sleep is just restfulness. When you sleep, you're getting restfulness in your body. So when you're doing pranayama, you get 3 times more restfulness than you get in sleep. In meditation, in meditation, you get 3 times more restfulness in meditation than you get in sleep. And pranayama is 100 times more effective. So of course, it's not going to be 300 times more restfulness in terms of the restfulness category, because there has to be the quality of your level of pranayama that you're practicing, as well. But it's going to be that much more, easier. So you'll be able to, as you're developing, you'll find time. The time will come, in your life, and you'll find you'll be needing less sleep. So utilize it this way, because not only is it going to help you in your serious illness, it's going to also activate and fast forward the law of attraction in you. So your life will start to get more and more balanced quicker, because those who are meditating for a long time, 5 to 10 years, their life is normally very balanced, unless they change location or change business, or some some catastrophe occurred that made them to restart again, but they will become stable again. So by you increasing the pranayama effectiveness, you're going to increase the rate at which you're going to stabilize and attract the things that you need, to attract the financial abundance that you require, to attract the love of your life and the good relationships and the good quality of environment that you want to live in, and the perfection and the order that you require in your life will start coming, evolving to you. Because the purpose of yoga is to perfect life, so that you can enjoy life more appreciate life more, and be more relaxed, and and happy, to enjoy and be happy. This is the purpose. You're born here not to struggle, right? And it's an amazing tool, pranayama. So I hope this information helps you, and at least tries to get you a little bit more serious, with the pranayama practice, so that it can help you not only in your health, but in all other aspects of your life. And thank you very much for helping. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Usman.